guys, welcome back to a new episode. And as you can see, I've tried to rebrand this podcast now because I didn't like the old name, the Honest Talk Eurovision Podcast. It was so, it didn't, roll out of my tongue that easily. So hopefully I stick with this name, the easiest, the Eurovision Gossip Podcast with me. So I think this is a more suitable name. I don't want to get copyright, branding, all of that stuff if I use Eurovision. But this is the Eurovision Gossip Podcast with me. And yeah, it is almost 2:30 in the afternoon. It is a really decent Saturday afternoon here in Sweden, 2:30 in the afternoon. And yeah, we are back now with I think it's the 11th episode of this podcast. I have not figured out a schedule routine for myself so far, so I try to work with what I got. So anyway, before we continue on, if you like this podcast, subscribe to the YouTube channel so you don't miss out. I have a major goal. I don't think I'm gonna reach it this year, but I would love to that I reach 20,000 followers. So if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel or the Spotify, please do that. And also, as you have maybe not noticed, I have a TikTok. Yes, this little Eurovision gay auntie. I have a TikTok since September 1st, and I really enjoyed posting on TikTok as well. All of the information for my TikTok account is down in the information box, so you can just click the link and follow the TikTok. I think I have 19 followers so far, but I have only had the TikTok for like 5 days. So yeah, but I really enjoyed it. It is so much fun to just, post a video with little stickers, and you can edit them to make them more fun. But I am still learning, but I really enjoy it. So if you're not following me on TikTok, you have to do that. So anyway, what are the topics for today? I'm gonna say one of the topics we have seen this week was the fact that 3 days ago the news came out, the fact that Miss Celine Dion, the Eurovision icon from 1988, with the Ne Partez Pas Sans Moi song that she won Eurovision 98 with, the fact that she was going to perform. Yes, according to Aussie Vision Net on Instagram, the French news site La Parisienne has revealed that Celine Dion was due to perform at the Eurovision Song Contest in Basel this year. Because if you have not following Eurovision news, this was everywhere leading up until Eurovision. Even I was watching the television. I was just hoping the fact that she was going to do it, but the revelation was revealed as part of a new documentary celebrating the 30th anniversary of her album, I don't know how you pronounce French. Celine Dion appeared on the screen during the first semi-final of Eurovision 2025 in Basel. During the week of Eurovision, as we all know, her private jet was spotted in Basel, leading many to believe that she will make a physical appearance. I think many of us was so disappointed. I think I clicked through. No, where is the post? Me and all the post. Anyway, I think many of us was very, very disappointed after what happened to ABBA, because in 2024. But yeah, many of us really expected her to perform. But apparently I'm gonna use my phone instead of watching on my screen, because I think it makes it so much easier. So I can read the post. Where do I have it? There we have it. There we go. Anyway, during the week of Eurovision, her private jet was spotted in Basel, leading many to believe that she will make a physical appearance. Just hours before the grand finale, Eurovision director Martin Green, CBE, hinted at her appearance. "Father Christmas exists, and you will have to wait and see," he said when asked if she was performing. The La Parisienne report states why and how she missed performing at the grand finale. Celine Dion flew to Basel, where she was due to perform her song from 98. An expert was even played during the rehearsal, which took place behind closed doors. However, upon arriving at the venue, the artist suffered a seizure that prevented her from singing. Couldn't she just lip sync? She then immediately left the venue and took a jet to Las Vegas. As we all know, she has been living with stiff person syndrome since 2022, which has had a significant impact on her health and her ability to perform. We all know, though, that she was famously appearing on the top of the Eiffel Tower for the opening ceremony of the 2024 Olympics in Paris. That was spectacular when she did that, so it is sad the fact that she was so close to performing before our eyes, but then again, her health comes first, and I absolutely agree. It will be spectacular, fantastic, and everything if she would actually have done it, but her health comes first, so yeah. Anyway, I wish her the best of recovery, and she has to know we are not mad about it. We love her still, so anyway, moving on. I'm gonna say the main topic of the day is Slovenia and Eurovision 2026. It is odd that the fact that we are just on September 6th, and we are still talking about Eurovision 2026 already, because there's so much going on. And one of the major stories this week is the fact that Slovenia is putting pressure on EBU, because Slovenia is threatening to say that fact that if Israel is in Eurovision next year, Slovenia is out. According to Eurovision Crave, RTV Slow director Ksenia Horvat says that the broadcaster realistically does not expect to participate, citing financial pressure and frustration over repeating warnings to the EBU were ignored. There are quite a few of our calls to the European Broadcast Union to talk more with us, with smaller television stations, about what rules it has for participating in Eurovision Song Contest. We send some very specific questions and proposals, just like last year. Last year we were more or less ignored. This year is actually the same. So we realistically think that we will not be able to go to Eurovision if we can agree on suitable system of cooperation. Then we won't be there. Okay, and I don't know. The thing is, yeah, she's saying that, and the thing is that we have to then also talk about the reasoning why Slovenia is feeling this way, because yeah, the issue is Israel. And we all know the fact that the EBU has now pushed forward the deadline for when countries can confirm if they're gonna join Eurovision or not. And Eurovision, but the vote on Israel's Eurovision participation will be likely on December 4th or 5th. So we have to wait 3 months before this. So the EBU has confirmed that the 95th General Assembly will take place in Geneva from December 4th and 5th. Any vote on Israel's participation will almost certainly take place then. On Thursday, December 4th, delegates will welcome with lunch in the EBU cafeteria following the opening on the assembly in Rome-Le Mans. The day will conclude with the formal dinner at the venue to be confirmed. I'm gonna say, so the fact that we have to wait 3 months before we knew any answers on this. And the thing is that I think this is such a, and also the fact that News from Austria and the fact that the ORF director Roland Weichmann said that they would like to have Israel in Eurovision 2026. Sure, he has to say it, because he doesn't. If he said we don't want Israel there, that would be very like a direct attack against Israel as a Eurovision country. Be like, yeah, you can be here, but we don't want you here. So the fact that many in the comment section next year is that, I see someone said, why would he want that? It will be a big security safety concern yet again in 2026 in his country. I'm gonna say Malmö and Basel. Malmö handle it, and Basel handle it. So Austria it is up to you. But I'm gonna say many people don't realize he has to actually say it, because if he says that they don't want Israel there, I don't think Israel they will withdraw like in seconds, because yeah. But the thing is that, like I said to another Eurovision content creator about this whole situation, I feel like this conflict of everyone, I mean, I gotta say, this conflict feels like there's so much misinformation spreading around, and I don't want to see anyone in the comment section accusing me of stuff. I'm just keeping it the way I see it, and I think since I mean, I gotta say, I'm sad I didn't screenshot the article, because I saw an article that was like how the generations in America supports Israel or Hamas, and it was very like 70% of the 18 to 25 year olds supported Hamas over Israel, and then it was like everyone who was 25 and older, it was the reverse. So I think there's so much misinformation about this whole conflict. I mean, we see it. I mean, I'm gonna say, this whole conflict, it is so hard to explain, because I think many takes the news they see on social media, on TikTok, as the full news. But if you know anything about media, you know they can spin a narrative to fit their goal and I'm gonna say, I mean, I've seen countless social media where people are saying that this media is spinning this story in the wrong direction, because I saw one that said that international media is saying that Israel is starving 2 million Gazans, and then you have a Gazan on social media was like, exposed to humanitarian aid that has been sold on the black market at inflated prices. So I think you need to dig deeper and actually look beyond what media, TikTok and Instagram are saying. I think this conflict is so hard to deal with and resolve. And the fact that we had 5 days ago a pro-Palestinian hurls red paint on a singer during during a Warsaw concert, and I was like, how is this gonna solve anything? I'm gonna say, these protesters are now turning this whole conflict to how I view people like who fight for the environment, who glue themselves on highways and then tore apart old Asian arts and all of that, because they want to recognize or crash TV events for the sake of the environment. They are spinning this in a way to make me be like, I don't want to hear it. So yeah, like I said, I think Israel should stay in this Eurovision race for 2026, and my theory is that I think Slovenia is using this as an excuse to withdraw from Eurovision due to financial reasons. I think it is that way. I think they're using this conflict as an excuse to not go to Eurovision next year to save money. That's what I think, at least. But before we round up this Eurovision podcast episode, we have to talk about one singer I really want to see in Eurovision, and that is Courtney Act for Australia. And the drag superstar and beloved Eurovision commentator Miss Courtney Act has once again thrown her hat in the Eurovision ring. And during an interview with the drag queen winner, I think, of season 3? No, was it season 5? Tia Kofi, Courtney Act made a passionate and cheeky pitch to represent Australia in Eurovision 2027. And we are in the building of Universal Music, and I want to go and beat down some music executive doors and pinch them this. I know I am Australian. I don't want to represent the UK. I want to represent Australia, but I want the UK record label to sign me to represent Australia in Eurovision 2027. To be honest, this is my personal opinion. I am the host of Eurovision Eurovision on Australian TV. I have been there the last 2 years studying, take notes. I have been crafting the perfect Eurovision entry. I feel like I have more understanding. I'm filling up my Eurovision cup, and hopefully one day, in the not too distant future, I will be able to represent Australia. But in the meantime, I'm learning, absorbing, crafting so I can create the ultimate Eurovision entry. I mean, I'm gonna say it, and we all know that Courtney Act can sing, because those of us who actually watched Drag Race Season 6 with Bianca Del Rio, Adore Delano, Ben Della Creme, and Darren Lake, and all of them, I mean, we all know that Miss Courtney Act can sing. So anyway, that was all for this little podcast episode today. I hope everyone enjoys their Saturday, their weekend. I hope this logo makes more sense. This is the Easy Gossip podcast with me. And anyway, I wish you all have a pleasant day. Eat a cookie, hug your mothers, and then have a nice day and eat a pizza. But most of all, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, follow in this podcast, and follow me on TikTok. Anyway, peace out, and I love you all. See you next week. Bye.